Hey YouTubers, it's Mike and Brian back with you with the 1/16th Traxxas Gravedigger. Traxxas came out with this and they kind of went on the budget side of it and made it two-wheel drive, so the front doesn't turn. It's a mini Revo platform with a brushed motor, but it doesn't have four-wheel drive. The Gravedigger monster truck is a four-wheel drive truck. We're going to do the modifications to make it four-wheel drive. So we finally got all the parts to do it, so we're going to give you kind of a list of parts that you're going to need to get. So if you want to, why don't you go ahead and open each one and give me the tag and just set the parts up here.
Okay.
There's multiple parts that you have to get to convert it from two-wheel drive to four-wheel drive. Traxxas probably could have done that for another $20, you know, but for some reason they decided to go with a two-wheel drive to save money and zoom in on these parts so we can kind of see what they are. We're going to go ahead and zoom into each part so you can see all of the numbers and just slowly pan over, slowly stopping at each one so you can see the part and the number. And that's the 7057 with the yokes. And that's the 7056 with the half shafts. That's the 7150, and those are the drive axles for the front tires. That's the 7079, and that's the ring and pinion gear, which really all you need with that is just this piece, but you got to get that whole set to get that piece. And then you need the bearings to put in the front differential. We also got some extra body clips for the car, which is always a handy thing to have. Those have a tendency to get lost quickly. And then we've got one other piece that I think is going to be a necessity. It's a 7184. It's a wheelie bar assembly. And what we've done with this car, we've taken out the Titan 12-turn motor. I really don't care for those motors. They put them, Traxxas puts them in all the cars. Go ahead and zoom out. Traxxas puts that 12-turn motor in most of their cars, and it really leaves a lot to be desired. The motors don't have a terrible lot of torque, nor do they have a lot of speed either. They will make the car go, but it's really not a desired motor. So what we did, we took a axial 20-turn motor out of a stock Wraith and put it in this truck. It has quite a bit more torque. It's more the speed that we're after, and we want the truck to wheelie. We drove this one time in its stock form just to try it out, and we couldn't even get the truck to pull a wheelie with the stock gearing and that stock motor.
You didn't like it?
Yeah, it's just there's a lot of things I don't like about the truck. It should be four-wheel drive and it should pull a wheelie, you know. So it's the Gravedigger truck, and it should match the performance of the real thing. So we're going to do a few things to it to make it perform a whole lot better. This little speed control is really kind of light duty for that 12-turn that comes with that car. So this motor performs a lot better. It has plenty of speed and a lot of torque, so it's going to lift that front end. Also, this gear here is a Robinson Racing 17 to 48 pitch gear. That is the smallest gear that you can put on this car with the largest spur. So we're going to put a 17 pinion. I believe we have an 18 or 19 in there right now, which is okay, but we want to go with the absolute lowest gearing we can get so we can get that torque to pick up the front end. So with that, and we're also going to replace the radio with a FlySky 2.4 gig radio. These radios I'm using quite a bit. This is the radio that we'll be putting in it. This radio is only $40. It's one of the best radios for the money. We have several of those radios and they work very, very well. So let me see that stock radio. This is the stock radio that it comes with, and it's a regular AM radio. It works fine, but if you're going to run it with your buddies and stuff, you can get into issues with interference with the receivers and the crystals. So you've only got a certain amount of options for the radio frequencies. And to me, that, like I say, Traxxas went with the budget side of it, and they put out a pretty decent little car for about $200. But I would have rather spent a little extra money to get the 2.4 and the four-wheel drive. So with what we're doing right now, we're probably going to add close to another $100 doing it ourselves. So anyway, we're going to start the build, and we're going to pull this apart, and we'll make this thing four-wheel drive, and then when we get it all done, we'll give it a drive, and we'll show you what it does. So tune in next time and you'll see it run.